All right, and we're live just like that. Welcome in, welcome in. Man, do I have an exciting show for you guys today. AI agents, so many things to cover, so many things to talk about. Got notes, been doing research for quite some time to make sure I have some of the more current information. Sure, I've dabbled in AI agents quite a bit myself, hold quite a few AI agent projects, just to be transparent. But we're going to be talking about all kinds of things, and there will be plenty of things that I don't hold personally, right? All right, so we got to do our sound check real fast. All right, there's a little bit of music in the background. That's good. And yeah, so we're going to start with the crypto bubbles, as we normally do. I think I'm going to start moving the live to 8 o'clock to start. If you are really pressed on time, but you like the information, maybe still come in at 8:30, because it takes us a minute to get warmed up, let people come on, and also go over some of the metrics, what's trending, different things in the day, right? So bubble maps right here, you can see IP up 21%. And where is our MYX? Made a reel about this morning. Did you know MYX from it's off the top of the head, but like May 5th, 2025, not very long ago, up 16,000%. It might not be up that much right now because I think it's pulled back a little, but still, that is kind of crazy. Let's go to the hour. See, yeah, a little bit of pullback across the board. Ondo up 2.4%. That's cool. All right, back to the day. The hour, that shifts around a lot. We don't want to spend too much time on that. Hyperlink up 3.9%. Mint up 10%. Those are the big winners. Forum down 18.4%. Very interesting. That was one I wanted to go over yesterday, and we just ran out of time. These streams are probably just going to get longer and longer. Anyways, let's look at our crypto fear and greed index. 49, but still in the neutral, right? It says now, yesterday, last week, a month ago we were in 70, we were in greed, and as you can see, we pulled back because of that. Didn't look like we pulled far enough to be in fear, but fear is my favorite place to buy just about any asset, is when we are in fear, for sure. And do just another little audio check. All right, just because we've had audio issues in the past. So from there, we're going to go straight into CoinGecko. And we will see where Bitcoin's at. 111,178. The entire market, 3.9 trillion. We were over that $4 trillion mark for the entire crypto market for a little while. And ever since we lost it, it doesn't seem like we've been able to get back above it. And we're going to be talking about AI agents today. For anybody who didn't read the thumbnail or is just hopping in or something like that, AI agents is, I believe, a big winning narrative here in crypto, just like real world assets are, and a few other narratives that I think are really going to be big in this next leg up of the bull run to the top of the market, unless we get a super cycle. But also already preparing for what might be the big narratives in the next bull run, right? So we're always trying to be where we are now and also ahead of ourselves in many different ways. Ethereum, 4,297, above that $4,000 mark. Love it. XRP, $2.94. And I have a coin that I threw $200 in. I'm not going to bury it too far back in the show, hopefully, but it's in the XRPL network, and I think it's a winner. Very, very small, good amount of tokens, not billions of tokens. I think it's 100 million tokens, and I will be sharing that with everybody a little bit later. So BNB, $877, Solana, $216, love it above that $200 mark. Dogecoin, and Dogecoin got a good little pump the last day or so, might have been 2 days, at 23 cents. I think it went to like 24.5 or something like that. Gotta get these car keys off because they're jingling, driving me nuts. Cardano, 86 cents. Hyperliquid, $52, up 17.7. Again, kept saying that my mentor kept calling it the strongest coin in the game, and he was right. Chainlink, $22.95. Pretty awesome. Everything is kind of holding levels that I'd like to see, like XRP. Well, it's a little under $3, but it's right there. Let's look at what's trending. Of course, we have this MYX finance, right? And I touched on that for a minute. I did a reel of it earlier today. How many people we got in here? Oh, Crypto Keep, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Glad to see you hop into the stream. Maybe Tuesday nights are a little easier for you. We're talking about this MYX. Crypto Keep, did you see this MYX? And how much it's up? Let's go to the max chart. I just want to show this thing off for a minute. I didn't get any of these gains, to be transparent. I didn't buy this. I can see why it pumped. It's like a decentralized perpetual, platform to trade on. So I see why it pumped. So right now it's up a little bit under 15,000%. It was above that. It was like 16,000% when I made the reel earlier today. It's fallen down a little bit, but still $1.7 billion in its market cap. And it's on the Binance Smart Chain. So I like to see a project get that much market cap on the Binance Smart Chain as a longtime user of Binance Smart Chain. And I would show off the website, but the project itself pretty much looks like any exchange you've ever seen. It's got a chart. It's got some things on the side for you to, set your orders. Pretty simple. Nero, we went over Nero yesterday. It claims to be like the sister of Dogecoin. They have some bit of charity with dog shelters and stuff built into it. Not exactly my cup of tea, personally. And it has an Ethereum contract. When you talk about narratives and categories, I don't know that Ethereum, why did I X that out? I don't know that Ethereum is really where the meme coin culture is happening, right? I mean, originally back in the day, there was certainly some of that, but it's moved to Solana, it's moved to Base, blockchain, Sui. I don't think a lot of people are on Ethereum who care about it. Let's see what Crypto Keep says. Yeah, man, that thing shot up and it's scary. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't chase it now. Those are one of those things, like, I would have loved to get in when it was like maybe 400 to 500 million. Still pretty late, but some good X's there, nice 4 or 5X. But once it hits the levels that it's at right now, that thing needs to cool off. I mean, you're talking 1,117% in the last 7 days. That thing needs to cool off. It's also a very new project, so it doesn't have a lot of price history, very much in discovery. So it could go down just as quick as it went up. And of course, who knows who's behind it. WorldCoin, we went over that. Avantis is trending $44.8 million in its market cap. I don't know why I hesitated there. Base blockchain, love me some Base blockchain projects. DeFi, and it's got Binance Alpha Spotlight. Anybody who's tuning in, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and don't miss a show. Raise your crypto IQ. That's what we're all about. The community is all about raising that crypto IQ. What do you know about AI agents? Take this into consideration for anybody watching this video who maybe doesn't normally watch me. A lot of people barely know about ChatGPT. They know it exists, but they don't use it for anything, right? We're talking about the general populations of people. And then you're talking about taking that into agents who can be autonomous, who can, make trades, they can monitor data, they can they could do so many different things that they're niched and programmed to do. And most people have no idea, and it's all on the blockchain, so they're getting all of this data. Think of all the different oracles and things that are in crypto. It's really massive. I think trillions and trillions of dollars, and market cap is where we're going for AI agents. I think it's going to be a really big deal. It's just going to take some time for that kind of money to come in. But in my opinion, that's what being early is all about. Who gets paid? It is not financial advice, of course, my opinion, but who normally gets paid, in my opinion, are the early people. So we got Athena, Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, I'm sure, will be on our radar for today. Soros. Hyperliquid is AI agents, right? Decentralized exchange. I know, sorry. I'm thinking of Virtual. That's what I'm doing. I'm mixing it up with Virtual. Virtual is a great project in the AI sector. Open Ledger, we went over that yesterday. World Liberty Finance, very, I guess, controversial. I don't know how controversial people feel about it. To me, it's no big deal. Sai, I think, is going to do great. It's trending today. Solana, IP, we've gone over. There's Virtuals, which I was just talking about. And Ondo and SPX 6900, all trending today. We have so much stuff to get into and so much stuff to cover about AI agents that I'm going to spend a little bit less time on those things. Let's look at our top gainers, top losers, real fast. So Creator Bid is up 61%. The day has been a little pullback-ish because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had a little bit of a pullback, and then it kind of steadied out and pumped a little. And just a moment ago when I was looking at it, it looked like it was pulling back again, looking to take me out of my trades. $35.6 million in the market cap of whatever this is. Binance Smart Chain, Base Blockchain, artificial intelligence, so AI agent launch pad. Okay, so we will duplicate this one, because I want to come back to that when we get into our AI agent stuff. And what does AI agent mean to you? You know, when you hear people say AI agents, if you're a crypto person, I'm assuming you're a crypto person if you're on this live stream. Maybe you're not. But when you hear that term, AI agent, what does it mean to you? Does it sound very geeky and techie? Do you think it's something you would never use? Gotta hit something to drink for all this talking. All right. So we have KDO. It's up. KDO, yeah, I think that's how you say it. 26.5%. I believe this is pumping off of some news that it's getting listed somewhere, I think is what it was. Let's go down to our markets. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been on my favorite platform, Mexi Global, for quite some time. But I'm on all kinds of different platforms, from Weeks to Mexi Global, all kinds of stuff. Base blockchain contract, artificial intelligence, AI once again, but it doesn't say AI agents. And there's a difference between AI and AI agents. Think DPIN, which we went over last week. DPIN, very important because it's infrastructure, right? So you have like, and this is where we talk about categories. This is paying homage to what I say almost every day on the stream, and that's, you got to know your categories and what you're investing in. You might see something say AI, and if you're kind of a newer person in crypto, your crypto IQ is not that high, you might go, oh, okay, AI agents, oh yeah, all that stuff's great, and you buy it. But what is it? Is it AI training? Is it infrastructure for AI? Talking data, compute, stuff like that? Or is it literally AI agents? Is it a platform that launches AI agents? Like, you kind of have to have a little bit of an idea of what you're putting your money into, in my opinion. So this is interesting. It's just AI. It's not AI agents, so we're going to move on. And Province Blockchain, ticker hash. Is that a layer 1? I would assume it's a layer 1. I love to see new layer 1s pop up because a lot of innovation comes in layer 1s. It is. So real world assets, proof of stake, you know, again, categories. What is the point of different ways that blockchains run? Proof of stake, proof of work, proof of liquidity, on all the different ways you could structure a blockchain. Which one do you think is the best? Have you ever put any thought into that? I would ask you, if you're building portfolios, wanting to make money, a lot of people would say, I feel like I get this a lot from people I know in crypto that say like, well, I don't have a lot of money, so I don't worry about stuff like that. Well, what are you going to wait until you make some money in crypto to learn about it? Or do you not believe you ever will make any money in crypto, so you're really not worried about it because you don't have a lot of confidence that you're ever going to be managing a large amount of money? But the game changes once you make some money. Just want to put that in the ear of somebody who needs to hear that. The game changes once you make some money. So with that all being said, this is a layer 1. It's really interesting. I wish I had the time to go over it, but I don't want to get too far off of the AI agents. I don't know if you can tell I'm excited to be here and do what I love to do, as I feel like I'm talking at a million miles an hour. So Open Ledger, ticker open, we talked about that yesterday. Codata, Somnia, top losers. Again, you see the top losers, you see them down, unless it says 98% or something crazy like that. I wouldn't get too worried. A lot of times they're what pumped the days before, right? Like Somnia, been pumping for a few days. It's got a little bit of a pullback. Let's take a look at its like month chart real quick. And when you look at the month chart, not very scary. It is still holding higher than the lows where it started. That's healthy in my opinion. You do what you want with your investments. All right, so let's get to the AI agent stuff, right? So I have all kinds of different notes, right? So, of course, we use ChatGPT. We're talking about AI agents. ChatGPT, in my opinion, is not an AI agent necessarily. It's AI. It's more like super Google because, you know, to be true AI means artificial intelligence, and an intelligence that is not man-made or is not man itself, I guess. And is AI really sentient? I don't really think so. I think the AI ChatGPT that we use is like super Google, you know, super Google on steroids. It's cool, it's very useful, but I don't know if I would really call it true AI. That's an argument you hear out there a lot of the time. So let's get into the sauce here. See if I can zoom it in. All right, so what AI agents are and how they change crypto trading and blockchain systems. So we're going to start off with definitions and functionality. AI agents in crypto are autonomous, self-learning software programs that analyze data, make decisions, and perform tasks. I hope as we go over this information, guys, that it really starts to paint a picture for you as to why this stuff is going to be shaping the landscape of pretty much every industry on this planet, in my opinion. Of course, these are all my opinions. Do I have to keep telling you that everything I think is my opinions? I don't know. Like executing trades or managing portfolios without human intervention, basically not letting your own emotions ruin all of your own portfolios. Unlike rule-based bots, they adapt optimized strategies over time using machine learning, meaning if a strategy isn't working, they could adapt and make adjustments to it. If you're a trader, that would make a lot of sense. Transformative impact on crypto. So they enable automated real-time decision making integrated with DeFi, NFTs, smart contracts, trading platforms, changing the nature of market interactions. All right, audio is still good. Their learning capabilities make them more resilient to change market conditions compared to rigid algorithmic bots. That's kind of what I was just saying. An algorithmic, can't say that word that many times quickly. Bot just does the same thing in an algorithm, right? So when things change, think of like a trading bot that looks at charts and price action and stuff. Well, when trends and things change, how quick is it able to pick up on that? Really just as quick as the algorithm that it's built on. You know, it's basically as good as the algorithm that it's built to do. If that's not very well put together, then it doesn't really pick it up, and it could start losing a bunch of money where it was making a bunch of money before. And of course, I keep using the trading example. You have things like, automating like the world's supplies of stuff, where stuff goes, when things need to be filled, what stores need what, all of that kind of thing. There's so many applications. That's why I believe this is going to come in and disrupt just about every industry in a good way, hopefully. How AI integrates the DeFi, NFTs, GameFi, and decentralized data. So DeFi AI agents optimize yield strategies, automate lending decisions, and enable dynamic risk assessment in decentralized finance platforms, right? GameFi AI brings contextual interaction and immersion. AI agents can act as adaptive NPCs or manage economy systems within games. Last Friday we did GameFi, so this is really cool and relevant if anybody was there for that one. If not, I thought it was a great stream. Go watch it. GameFi, you ever played Grand Theft Auto or something, and you played any game long enough, you pretty much know what an NPC is gonna say. You know how it's gonna act. You know it's like little parameters that it wanders around in. You know where to find them if you need to talk to a certain person. Even in a big like roaming game, it's still just kind of repetitive in its action. Well, AI could really shake that up and make it so NPCs are far more diverse in all the things that they do. That's cool to me. I would love to see that. Decentralized data and oracles. Protocols like the Graph support AI agents by providing real-time developer-friendly access to on-chain data essential for training operations. I feel like I need to take a breath. So beyond games, AI enhances blockchain applications from governance to analytics with smarter automation and decentralized coordination. And we're going to take a break right there. I feel like I need to break up some of that reading sometime. Look at this cool chart that I found, right? So it's called Bubble. It's called Bubble something. It's basically, spot volume bubble map. So this is a lot about volume. What I thought was cool is that it kind of marks out with like gray is neutral, green is like it's cooling and heating and overheating. I guess the most important thing to look at here would be like overheating. And if we take it to the day, which doesn't have any other option, so it's on the day. Can you zoom in on the chart? All right. Anyways, you can see right now it says we're pretty neutral. Doesn't say we're overheated in the market. We had this cooling effect for a while here. Cooling went into neutral. Does that mean more pumping? I don't know. But this is really interesting, and I love finding these different things to play around with and show data to the audience that makes things simple, like Crypto Bubbles has been doing for a really long time. And let's keep going on our AI agents. So we might as well start with this one that we just found while we were looking at what was trending. Here's an AI agent, something or other, Binance Smart Chain and Base Blockchain. And let's see what other tags it has. Okay, so we really wanted to look at this because it's AI agent launchpad. So if there's going to be AI agents, don't you think a launchpad which really brings them out into the open is, launchpads kind of have like a pre-made community, like for example, Virtuals, Cookie DAO. If you already bought some cookie coin and you use that because they're giving you extra levels of data, maybe early access to rather buying or knowing about certain AI agents, well, then there's already a community built in that foundation, and therefore when they roll the next thing out, those are all people ready to jump in. So if you're launching, I don't know if you can hear that, I have an alarm going off. All right, cool, it stopped going off. Stupid trading alarm. All right, so if you already are going to launch an AI agent, why would you launch it anywhere else? You're going to want to launch it on a launch pad. So you're going to pick one, I guess, that you think is the best, and that's where you're going to try to launch at. So that's why I think launch pads are so important. This looks pretty cool, though. Creator.bid. Again, it was Binance Smart Chain and Base Blockchain, which, what is Cookie DAO on? Let's pull that up real quick. Is it on multiple exchanges or blockchains, I should say? So it's Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Base. Okay, so they are over there. And let's see what tags they have. Okay, they do have AI agents, but they're not really considered a launch pad. So, okay, so Cookie DAO is more putting together all of the information, where this is an actual launch pad. So that kind of helps us keep it straight there. Let's go back to their website. So live curated launches. Here's one launching right now, this AYL, and AI yields ends in, looks like 9 hours. Let's see, what did they get so far? It says 216% yield. I haven't really looked at this that in depth, so I don't exactly know what that is, but it's very interesting. This is certainly something to go over. Every day there's more and more and more and more stuff to look at in crypto. That's why I feel like I could do these research videos, deep dives if you will, for pretty much forever. Want to bring your agent to the next level? Reach out for a fine-tuned model, so they will help you maybe fine-tune your model. If you're launching an agent, I don't know what they really want you to have as far as, up to par code or whatever. Here's a portal. It's just infrastructure type stuff. This is pretty cool. What I think the takeaway here is, and we could look at this a little more another time, I think the real takeaway here is it's a launch pad. It says community curation keeps the focus on quality, not quantity, which is so true. Sometimes people just launch like a ton of stuff. It's like meme coins, there's no quality. It's all quantity. It changed on me. I was reading that. Can we go back to what I was reading, please? I feel like this happens on websites all the time. Okay, here we are. So to launch, each agent needs... Okay, so there's actually bid votes in order to launch it. So it looks like 10 million bid votes to actually launch something. That's pretty cool. Mike, stop moving around and let me read it. Sale data defined. Each state starts fixed FDV with allocations based on bid. Okay, so the takeaway here is you have to bid on some stuff. You got bid levels. This is really interesting. Definitely one to maybe come back and highlight again at another time. And let's go up here and type in AI agents and see if we can grab it from categories. And this categories will be put up in the list of market cap, which I think is useful because, what is our number one market cap? They're probably going to throw a lot of things in here that don't exactly have just AI agents. Oh, look, Duffy's back, man. That's cool. Busy tonight. Got on an alert on my phone that you were streaming. Gotta run. Just wanted to drop and say hello. Have a good stream. Keep up the good work. Awesome, man. Thank you for tuning in. You didn't have to do that, and you did. Givers gain is the motto, and I really appreciate you just having the thought to do that. It means more to me than you would realize. Have a great night, brother. And hopefully you get a chance to watch this later on. If not, hop in the Discord. Discord link in the description. Loving the conversations. Just a couple of people, really. Just one specific person who's, been very active and asking questions and talking. We had a conversation about the coin today that I really want to put on people's radar that I bought $200 of. Nothing huge because it is a more high risk thing, but I think it has potential for a lot of different reasons, and I can't wait to share that with you. But it's not an AI agent, I don't think. So we can't do it right now, right? Just kidding. We can do whatever we want. Origin Trail. So somehow they got AI agent built into this. Okay. I would hope so. Makes me think of Oregon Trail, right? The old game that like maybe you played on a PC when, 20 years ago. It was super old when I was a kid. $180.2 million in its market cap. Let's go to the website. So Crypto Keep said AI rockets. Are you saying that they're going to rocket up in price, or like AI rockets, like, Elon Musk or something like that? It's going to use AI rockets, probably. I mean, to grab data in real time and make coordinated moves in space or something. Could see that. Almost seems like you'd have to have it. Trust the source, it says. Trust the source. All right. Right there, I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the narrative. So what does this have to do with AI agents? That's what I want to know. Harmony of facts and creativity. So collective neuro-symbolic AI combines structured and connected informations from symbolic AI, which is decentralized knowledge graph. Wow, they're really trying to kill us with all the big words there and scare away everybody who's watching. So facts, decentralized knowledge graph, or a DKG, data origin, symbolic AI engine, and your data, your AI, creative, generative AI. So neural networks, text, audio, image, or video, probably a lot of things you're familiar with ChatGPT doing, your choice of AI model, and it's just saying they're bringing those two brains together, those two sides together for this origin trail. So real world solutions run on the DG or the DKG. Probably saying it wrong the whole time. Internet content, supply chains, transportation. I mean, all of the different applications that you would find in AI, right? So we live in a time of abundance, connectivity, and abundant misinformation. The Origin Trail Decentralized Knowledge Graph, or DKG, is an evolving tool for finding truth in knowledge. In particular, we seek knowledge graphs, improving the fidelity of artificial intelligence. So right here, there's a lot of arguments around this. Do you want AI to tell you what's real and not real? At the same time, it could probably dig through information. It all boils down to who runs the AI. What is their opinion? Do they care about, freedom of thought and opinions, or do they just want to shove their opinion down your throat and make sure that you agree with them? That's a problem, right? That's why decentralization, I think, is the key to AI. In my opinion, especially AI agents, like AIs that are going to be built to very specifically do certain things. Decentralization makes it transparent. It also makes it so it's a little less, programmable by somebody with big opinions, like say Google, or somebody with a lot of money. But is it ever really safe from that? AI, I think for most people, they rather don't know anything about it. They think utopia or they think dystopia. And there's, just those really three categories that most people fall into. AI 16Z. Now, this is an AI agent that came out that a lot of people got really excited about. And it pumped, right? $120.7 million in its market cap. Let's go to its max log. And you will see that it had a big pump up to $2.16, and it is chilling at 10 cents. Now, this was the big rally that we had. So when you might think, are AI agents going to really capitalize in this crypto market and get a lot of market share? Here's your proof. during this time period, we absolutely pumped AI agent narrative. Lots of things pumped, and I bought a lot of AI agents, which did a lot of the same thing. Big drop off when the market turned and Bitcoin started to crash. Everybody jumped out of them, which was smart because they were new. I didn't put that much money, so I wasn't that worried about it. So I'm still holding them. Solana contract address, a lot of it was going on over on Solana. Let's go to their website. And AI 16Z was one you heard everywhere. I believe we actually just looked at this the other day. Eliza OS, I think, is kind of their I wouldn't call it an operating system, but like their very specific thing to AI 16Z. So your agentic operating system. So maybe it is an operating system. Build, orchestrate, and collaborate with AI agents. Welcome to Eliza OS, the next evolution of software, building systems that don't just execute, they co-create. So this is really cool because a lot of people who are just launching AI agents, who are maybe grabbing code from somewhere and don't really know what they're doing, they just want an AI agent when the narrative's hot. A lot of them are using this Eliza OS from my understanding. So universally adapted, completely yours, unified message bus, compatible swarms. And with this compatible swarms comment here, do want to talk about kind of three main things that AI agents really need, right? So the first one, very obviously, is data, because if they don't have real-time, trustable, decentralized data, how can they make moves appropriately in a good timing, right? Because it doesn't matter if something happened 4 hours ago and your AI agent is just now catching wind of it. Everybody else's AI agents that had good streams of data, they already got it and got the moves and made the money, and you're late. So you're either not making any money or you're not making as much money as you could have. Of course, then you have compute, which is like computation, and you don't want that to be the biggest takeaway to that, to not to get over techie and over explain compute, but you don't want it to be centralized, right? You want it to be decentralized. And then the other thing is coordination, right? Like, for example, swarms. And that's why I kind of touched on that for a minute, because swarms is really important as well. I'm trying to think. There was a project that was doing a lot of stuff with swarms. There were quite a few. Most of them were AI agents, because swarms are like, an AI agent is one AI agent. A swarm of AI agents is going to be able to capture a lot of different things versus just one AI agent. And I think that's kind of the best takeaway of what swarms are in AI agents, right? So you have strategic action chaining, so large language driven tools, and modular open source architecture. Of course, being open source makes it so maybe we could trust the AI a little bit. ChatGPT, to my knowledge, I don't think is open source. Maybe it is, but how many people have ever looked at something like that? Most people probably look at it and have no idea what it's talking about, me included, because I'm not really a developer. So AI XBT is another one here, and you'll see the same giant spike on pretty much every single one of these AI agents. So you have like AI agent platforms, launch pads, ones that are tracking the data of AI agents, and then you have the actual AI agent itself, right? So AI meme. And this is another concept that you kind of can't not mention, right? Is what happens when AI agent meets the marketing genius that is meme coins, right? Because meme coins is 100% marketing for the most part. Most of them have very little to no use case, but they did marketing really, really, really well. So when you really think about it, when you bring those two together and you really fulfill what meme coins are lacking, which is use case and a reason for people to really care about them long term, and vice versa. AI agents do things very well and provide value, but a lot of times they're not the most entertaining or interesting thing to retail to people who are not into the tech or understand the tech of crypto or blockchain decentralization. They kind of fulfill each other. I think they're the perfect combination. And if you see rather one launched that's very meme coinish, very culture driven, and has a good narrative, but has a good AI agent that you've actually gone and tried to mess with and it works, that could be a great speculation right there, not financial advice. Or vice versa, if there's a meme coin that's already doing really well and has a big community, I think you're going to see a lot of this, in my opinion, AI agents being added to meme coins that already exist, right? Branded with whoever the meme character is. Maybe it's Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin gets, I mean, that's a really good one. If Dogecoin, because Dogecoin does have its own chain, got an AI agent that did something that was useful to most people, oh man, that thing would take off. You would see that thing have a whole different surgent. I hope that information gets to somebody in the Dogecoin community. Make that happen and make Dogecoin run, mostly because I own some. So Revox, or Rex, another one that I think we touched on the other day, $110 million in its market cap. Binance Smart Chain contract. I wonder if the views are really down today because the market pulled back. I always notice such a difference. When we're rallying, we get people who have little to nothing to do with crypto on a regular basis in here. And then as soon as the market takes the slightest pullback, it's like everybody throws their hat in the streets and goes home defeated. Got to get used to the market for a lot of people, because this market little pullback for Bitcoin doesn't mean anything to me. I've been through literally hundreds of them. It doesn't faze me one bit. Now, if we go back to like 50,000 or something, that would be a big deal, but I don't really see that happening. That's just my opinion. Anyways, Revox, agents in smart contracts. Our position, Revox redefines the diagram of DApp creation with autonomous agents. So agents making dApps, or decentralized applications, and they kind of give you a top-down analysis. You have applications, agents, computation, we talked about that earlier, and models. Maybe it'll give us a slightly better understanding of computation than what I was able to produce. Revox ensures compatibility with an array of decentralized computation providers, laying a solid foundation for agent development with an incentivized mechanism. Very important incentivized mechanism. Revox acts as an interface for developers to connect with decentralized AI computation. They explain why it's necessary. They didn't really explain what it was. And we're not going to read every little bit of that, but you get the idea. It's going to see if we can make it a little simple. So you got applications, agents. I guess it really goes the other way. You got the model with the computation to run the model, the agent who's going to be building it, and then you have the finished product, which is the application. That probably makes a little more sense to most people. If you're in here, drop a comment and let us know something you want us to look at. Do you own an AI agent? Do you have one in your portfolio? I think if you don't have some exposure to AI agents, again, of course, you would probably want to time that right, which right now most of them are quite down. You know, maybe you want to look at something more like virtual, right? Where, or cookie DAO, that is involved but is not one single AI agent. That would be a good thought, in my opinion. Experience Revox. It's got smart wallets and studios. Revox Lens. What is that? So first application on the top, Revox. So it's one of their applications. Very interesting. Of course, very techy. Just know what is the big takeaway here, you know, is that it is AI agents using smart contracts to build dApps or decentralized applications. I think that's the big takeaway here. Only 110 million in its market cap, not super big market cap. Max chart says it's been around since 2024, December 18th, 2024. All good information. Number 491 by market cap as well. So right when you look at market caps, you know, you go from FET, which I think most people would know, right? Artificial Super Intelligent Alliance. That's got to be in there, right? With a name like Artificial Super Intelligent Alliance, it's got to be number one. But it's $1.6 billion in market cap. Then you go right into virtuals and you're already out of the billions of dollars of market cap. I think it really shows you how early a lot of this stuff is. And it's going to take some rally rallies that are centered around AI and AI agents for these to really pump. In the bear market, this is my speculation personally for what I'm probably going to be looking at. Some of these things are probably going to be worth accumulating in the bear market, because I think those are the narratives that have a good chance of coming back very strong. Real world assets, AI agents probably have a really good chance of coming back as some of the stronger narratives in crypto next bull run. But a lot of people don't want to hear about next bull run. They're like, how can I make money this week? And I think that's why a lot of people get wrecked, lose a bunch of money, whether they're leverage trading or they're just buying hot garbage meme coins, and then they get really discouraged and they tell everybody how much they hate crypto, but it's mostly because they didn't know what they were doing and they got wrecked. It can happen in the stock world the same as it can happen just about anywhere else. So what is this AGI? I feel like I've seen this ticker before but never took the time to look at it. Boom, same big spike that we will see on pretty much every chart here. Actually, it has a slightly different timing. Most of them are like January 1st, I believe. So $107.4 million market cap. Before I get a little bit too lost in the sauce here, let's go take a look at their website. Blockchain for AI, AI for humanity. Great slogan. And so a lot of the AI and AI agent becomes interchangeable. You know, this stream is very focused on AI agents, but of course you have AI that runs the AI agents built into pretty much every AI agent. So what is this? Dicelum? I don't even know how I'm supposed to say this. Delisum? I have no idea. You say it how you want to say it. Is building a blockchain-based collaboration network for AI agents, including Lucy and what does that say? I don't even know what that is. YKL. I swear they make the writing so dark on these. It's fucking ridiculous. YKILY. You know I love you network. Okay, I probably could have just read that. I'm not gonna lie, the website's very annoying. Why do they make it background dark, everything dark, and then they use gray for the lettering? It's like, what's the point of that? Make it like bright white so you can at least read it well. AI agent. Autonomous AI agents are trained on Web3 data and are empowered with the extended toolkit capable of on-chain and off-chain interactions. I'm not gonna lie, this website, and we go over so many websites, so I have a little bit of a knack for websites. That was a terrible website. Sorry for anybody who may hold that coin and see this video, but I was not a fan of that website. AWE Network. We have this Fresa AI. FOW. That's one that we've looked at. IQ. Hey, we're always trying to get up the crypto IQ. Let's take a look at that. It's very interesting. Ethereum contract, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, AI agent, big data, media. Let's go to their actual website. So aqai.com. They even have an app we could launch. AI tokenization platform, the future of AI agent. Okay, website already way better. ATP is a DFAI, which is like DeFi with AI thrown in there. So like DeFi AI, or AI that is DeFi, however you want to say that. Platform that enables the creation of tokenized AI agents using the ADK framework, allowing them to autonomously manage assets, optimize DeFi strategies, and interact with decentralized economies. They got Near Protocol down here, Ondos. Not Ondo, but Ondos, IQ.wiki, and this frax.com. Not familiar with two of those there. So what is Agent Tokenization Platform, or the ATP? It is the first DeFi DefAI. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but it's like DeFi with AI thrown in it. Like I said, platform that enables developers to create tokenized AI agents capable of autonomously managing assets, executing financial strategies, and interacting with decentralized economies. Basically what AI agents already do. Deploy your agent, tokenize and grow, evolve with scale. So being able to scale, I think, is one of the biggest takeaways. I mean, a lot of people who don't run any kind of business, if you just work for somebody else, something like scaling is not something you think about. But even if you're a small business owner or done any kind of even side hustle, the moment you were like, wow, I wish I had 10 more jobs like this where I could make, $300 on the weekend. Now you're talking about scaling, right? It's super important. And I think blockchain is what will allow these to scale, where outside of blockchain, scaling becomes very difficult, in my opinion. So we have two different apps you can launch, this IQ AI and this IQ dashboard. Let's check out the dashboard real quick. So far, this project looks very interesting. Looks like it's got some effort put into it. It's built out. It has an app. I'm not going to say it works, but it looks like it works. It's got swapping, staking, voting, stats, a treasury. I don't know what learn is, probably learning about the project. And then you have like Aiden, Sophia. So these look like different AI agents. Now it would be a whole different stream to actually try to get one of these agents to do something for us, right? The AI agent for blockchain knowledge. Aiden is an advanced AI agent designed to interact with blockchain technologies, guiding others through the cryptocurrency ecosystem. I don't know why I can't talk. Some days start off strong and then I just start reading whatever I want to see, right? But this is organic. This is underground crypto. We're deep diving together. And this is Sophia. So they're just going to niche. They put a character or a face to the AI agent. I think that it's irrelevant, but it's something that you really need to kind of maybe remember the AI agents. It's like remembering different people. If they didn't have, physical bodies, you would be totally mixed up. Anyways, let's check out some of these different projects that I already had kind of picked for us before we get too lost here. So here's a good one. And it's by virtuals, so it'll probably take us right to virtuals. Maybe not. Oh, they have their own website. So this is Basis OS or BIOS, and it's got $1.5 million in its market cap. I found it while, doing a little bit of research. Hasn't been out that long. May 5th, 2025. So when we're talking about, newer projects that might be worth giving a deep dive and a look, I think this really meets the criteria. Base blockchain contract. We already opened the website over here. Let's close some of these websites we don't need. All right, so it says autonomous DeFi. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that. So DeFi. I'm just going to say DeFi layer for agentic economy. You see this word agentic a lot associated with AI. I think it actually refers to maybe more of a certain protocol. So the agentic future is here. So maybe agentic just means AI incorporated in it, maybe. I just have seen that popped up so much. And that's what happens in crypto. You'll get new words, definition words you got to know that just all of a sudden you start seeing everywhere and you're like, what the heck is that? Go look it up and make sure you stay informed so that the whole crypto space doesn't run away on you one day and you look up and you don't understand what most things are saying to you. Basis OS intelligently reallocates capital among vetted yield strategies driven by real-time data-centric decisioning. Dedicated backtesting and security agents rigorously verify smart contracts and assess historical yield performance. Liquidity providers gain an edge over the traditional liquidity management by leveraging the power of cutting-edge rolling AI agents. All of this sounds very much like it has to do with markets. More in the tap to explore. Discover the best on-chain asymmetric returns. Let's go to their app here. All right, right off the bat with the legal notice. Basis OS Vault. I declined the legal notice thing, so now I wonder if nothing will load. So you can connect a wallet. So this looks like it's true Web3 infrastructure here where you can actually connect a wallet to it. I want to go back up. Let me see that. So APY 10%, APR 124, and TVL is 502,000. Man, it's been a long day. So what else do we got here? Let's go back to some of the things that I want to share with you guys, which is mindshare. Now, mindshare is something that comes up a lot when you're looking at websites like Virtual. So Mindshare, also known as share of mind, is a marketing derived metric that describes how prominently a project, brand, or AI agent is occupying attention in the minds of target audience. Now, I brought this up because I see this a lot whenever you go to cookie.fun and things like that. And I'm always wondering, what exactly are they calculating when they calculate Mindshare? So within Crypto AI Agent platform, Mindshare is specifically quantified by measuring how much conversion and attention a particular agent or project receives relative to the entire ecosystem. That's pretty cool. So I guess something like if there's 100,000 people in all of social media and you're getting 10,000, you're getting 10% of the mind share. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but that's what makes sense out of what I just read. So Cookie DAO, where we're going to be going next, actually. A lot of people love Cookie DAO. So the percentage of total conversion volume that a particular agent has relative to the total conversion volume of all agents. Okay, so I think that we pretty much got the idea there of what Mindshare means. And with that, let's hop over to Cookie DAO. There's so many different directions to go. I feel like I'm pulled in so many directions with AI agents. So hopefully I can keep this stream running on track here. Cookie.fun. Verifying that we are a human. Gotta do that. And taking entirely too long. All right. So let's pop over to Bubble Maps real quick for a second. All right, MYX getting another little pump. Is that thing ever going to be allowed to really pull back and cool off? I don't know. They might just keep pumping it forever. So here's Cookie DAO. It has $82.7 million in its market cap. I made a pre-recorded video about this a while back when it was really hot. 600 by market cap. And you see this same giant pump. Yep, I said January 1st is really where a lot of it started. And then into January like 15th, and then you saw a lot of it go away. All the excitement and the hype goes all the way back to June 12th, 2024, with 1 billion tokens in its max supply, 613 million in its circulating supply. So more than half of the tokens are out, but still a lot of tokens to go. With Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Base, this is the trio you see a lot of times where a lot of the action is going, and that's why it is like that. So let's go to their website. Their website is pretty interesting when we talk about AI agents. So Ica, that was one that we went over the other day. Swissborg, for the longest time, one of the biggest AI coins was Fartcoin. That was annoying, not a fan of that, but it is what it is. I think that's why it did well, right? Because it really shouldn't have done well, and it did because it shouldn't have. A lot of times the most unlikely scenario becomes very likely. So we have Athena, Cadio, Limitless, BitGet. That's very interesting because isn't BitGet an exchange? Why are they in here? Oh, because this is all Mindshare stuff. Good Sentient, Bad Sentient. So why are they giving MYX Bad Sentient? So a lot of this is about data. This is a lot about metrics, right? This is a lot about different projects. Of course, Mindshare is a metric that we just talked about. Could definitely see why Mindshare would be useful. You know, if your project that you want to get into or you already did get into has a large amount of Mindshare, then it's probably doing well and will continue to do well. So you got Morph, SEI. I remember it having a lot more just pure AI agents, and it looks like they've incorporated a lot more just information on just random projects. I don't know that I like that. I would like to keep it more strictly AI agents personally, but that's just me. It says AI agents over here. Maybe we'll just click on that and go over there. And these websites and things are always changing, right? So, you know, you just got to log into them every once in a while. I haven't been to Cookie DAO in a while because AI agents have not been hot. I'm talking about AI agents for anybody who makes it this far in the video, because a lot of times lately I've seen it come up, and I think it is starting to really heat up for another big run as we run into the last couple months of the bull run, unless we get a super cycle, which I don't think we will, but if we did, I'm here for it. 2031 agents tracked. So you have smart engagement, total market cap. So the kind of total market cap number they're giving of like all AI agents, not everything AI agent related, but actual AI agents, is 13.5 billion. I believe back in the day when these things were hot, it was like 50 billion. So Open AI, which we went over, Fartcoin still looks like it's number 3. Cookie, the actual token. Wait, is it I guess the whole platform is an AI agent? Very interesting. Market cap 81 million. And then it gives you impressions and engagement and holders. Now, I know that if you hold a certain amount, oh, here it is. There it is right there. Own 10,000 cookie for token gated volume 4. So they keep putting out more volumes. They have more information, probably a little upgraded, probably a little bit better. And then you can get access by holding at least 10,000 cookie. 10,000 cookie was way cheaper before. And then we had the big pump, and now we've pulled back. Could be a good time to get into it if you're planning on going hard in the AI agent, spectrum, niche, category, whatever you want to call it. This is probably one way to go about it, where you're getting data, and if you have the volume 4, maybe you're getting data before people or just better data. So Fartcoin, you got Flock. I want to look at this Open because it seems to be really taking the AI agents by storm, and it's called Open Ledger. We talked about yesterday. It has no connection to Ledger, which most people know as a cold storage item or project. So Open Ledger is the AI blockchain unlocking liquidity and monetized data, models, agents, backed by Polychain and borderless cap, Hashkey Capital. And then let's actually look at the metrics a little bit here. So mindshare, it says 10.79. So it's saying out of all of the attention that there is, no idea how they're calculating that. Probably using AI to calculate that, right? It's getting 10.79%, very close to 11% of all that mindshare. Is it because it's new? Is it because it's very capable? I don't exactly know. $234 million in its market cap. Has 15.68 thousand holders at a price of about $1. And then they have some more tabs here. One says social. Let's see what that does for us. This is just give us the same metrics again. So KOLs and smart followers. What the heck is a smart follower? So right here, you can see maybe just a little glimpse of what the premium would get you. I don't know what a smart follower is, but you would be able to see that if you had 10,000 cookie. Smart followers distribution, analytics. Here we got reach. So how many impressions are getting? 2.1 million. Engagement, 27.6 thousand in the last 7 days. These are all 7-day metrics here. They have 446.1 thousand followers. Smart followers, 1.35. So I don't know what a smart follower is. Is that somebody who's maybe way more active, more engaged? Maybe they show a lot of interest in other AI agents in crypto. I don't know. Probably engagement, I would think though. I think so. So top posts. So they even show you like the top performing posts, that they have. So right here you have Open Ledger builds the trust network for AI. Very simple post, September 5th. I'm just showing you an example here, and it got 506,000 impressions. That's pretty wild. And then this is just thank you, and then a link, and it got 177,000 impressions. So that tells you this thing's hot. When it's getting that much engagement just because they posted just about anything, it's hot. But that's good to know. So if you came to this stream tonight, one thing you could take away about AI agents is that Open here is one of the hottest AI agents on cookie, at least cookie platform, right? And I believe they're tracking other things. I don't think that they're only showing you things that launched within their ecosystem or something like that. Very interesting stuff. So we can come right down here too. Got all the AI agents listed, and you can choose. Right now, they're all listed by mindshare, which is exactly why we explained what mindshare was. So open Cookie itself, which I'm not sure how Cookie itself is an AI agent. Maybe there is an AI agent that runs all of this, that puts all of this data together, keeps it all together, looks for who needs to be where in the chart, you know, calculates the mind share. That would be a good use case for Cookie's actual AI agent. Very interesting. Then you got Morph, this banker. I think it's supposed to be, yeah, it's a banker bot. So let's take a look at that because that sounds very interesting. Morph AI has been around since the big run of AI agents. That's one that you probably have heard of if you care about AI agents. So leading crypto AI agents and your new AI assisted crypto wallet on X plus private terminal. Check here. So you could go there to check on the terminal. And a bunch of information you can't get unless you have premium. So, and then it tells you similar agents by market cap, right? So by market cap, these are the very similar agents. The more agents there are, the more this is probably going to be useful if you're looking for an agent to do a very specific thing. Right now, I think you see a lot of investors looking for, you know, speculation, price go up. As these become more useful and capable and well known, I think you're going to see more people actually wanting the function of an AI assistant or whatever the AI agent is trained to do. Market cap of this one is $52.8 million. Pretty sweet spot. Not super small, not super big, right? And if this thing got the move, if AI agents start to really run, this could do really well, and it's pretty small. Because how many, here's a thought, it has 2 or $58 million in its market cap. I look at too many market caps, I already forgot which one it is, but either way, in that same range, how many X's if this thing hits $1 billion? You know, how quick off of the top of your head can you calculate roughly what your $100 investment would be if this thing went to $1 billion? And then there's the Coin Perspective, which is a great website to do that math if you don't want to do it in your head. So banker, and you know what, for the fun of it, let's do that. Actually, it's the Coin Perspective. And of course, I'm hitting things I don't need. Just gonna let it correct me. What's the point of going back and doing it? So that was called Banker Coin. Pretty sure. Let's see if they pull it up. This thing is usually pretty good. Yeah, this thing is usually really good. Was the ticker Bank? I'm always surprised at how much the Coin Perspective has, like every coin. Yeah, or Banker. What is the actual ticker here? Too many tabs, too many tabs. I don't know if this is the same coin. So it's BNKR. This is just moon math. This is just fun. But these are the type of things that kind of help you maybe. NKR. Yeah, banker coin. All right, these kind of help you, you know, get an idea of where you're putting your money, right? So you could pick a project to actually compare it to, like if you wanted to say, well, what if Banker Coin had all the money that Bitcoin had, which is absurd. It would be $2.2 trillion. Oh, that's how much market cap Bitcoin. Okay, it'd be $22 a piece, right? In this monumental X. There's no real point in doing that, in my opinion. I like to come down here. You could pick a price target and put a price target in, and it'll tell you how much market cap you would need for that. I like to just do the custom here and just do like $1 billion, which is what we were talking about. So for $1 billion market cap, this thing would be an 18x, right? Or worth 0.01. And tokenomics of why what the actual price is not really important is gonna have to be for another day. Shout out to anybody who's in here this time of night. I appreciate you. Gonna start doing the lives at 8 o'clock because I think we start falling off at the end. 9:30. People are doing something else, right? It's hard to believe they're going to bed in today's day and age. I doubt that. So the leading crypto AI agent and your new AI crypto wallet, basically everything it said over on the other platform, 62.6 thousand followers. And you will see that with Cookie DAO, a lot of the data that it's tracking is social media stuff. But it's very relevant, and we should have like a Cookie DAO of like meme coins, right, that tracks all of that stuff, which looked like what Cookie was doing when you come over here, and it was actually giving you all those analytics. Once I said that, I realized what I was saying. It's giving you all of this type of information for other projects, right? So this could be very useful just in general, even if you're not really worried about AI agents. Now, does it have every token on it? I have no idea. Like I said, it's been a little while since I have been over to Cookie DAO and figure out where I was. Here we are. So the banker leaderboard is now live. We're giving away a bunch of tokens over the next 120 days to banker club members. So if you're a member of their banker club, they're giving a bunch away. I assume that you're using it. I assume that most of these AI agents, you have to rather hold a certain amount of tokens, or you're paying something monthly, weekly to use the AI agent technology that they have created. So partnered with Cookie.fun to combine social data with on-chain metrics to create one-of-a-kind banker score. Your score determines, let's go to show more, how much you earn. Okay, so is this really going to only be relevant for people with large social media followings? Sign up for Banker, stack the Banker coin, talk about it, and use Banker on X. Check out the other on-chain. Okay, so really buy some of their coin and become, I don't want to say a shill because that seems a little harsh and maybe unfair, but you know, they want you to go talk about it and talk them up. But you're only doing it so that you get something out of it, right? I would prefer it be a little more organic, and I prefer whoever's on here talking about Banker Coin be somebody who cares about it and actually believes in it, not somebody who's just trying to get some money out of it. That's my opinion. Banker bros are some of the most on-chain aligned people in crypto. All right, we get the idea. But I didn't want to do an AI agent review and not really get into some of the sauce for you guys. And again, there are so many things. We could probably do a whole stream just on Cookie DAO. We probably will do a whole stream on just Cookie DAO. I have so many different streams planned right now. It's kind of wild. We already checked out Open Ledger. Let's see, were there any other really interesting ones? So this is all, let's toggle it to just agents. And then they have infrastructure and this DeFi, which is DeFi with AI in it. I got to figure out how I want to say that because I'd be seeing that all the time. So Morph AI is one that's been around. Rex, heard of that before. Fartcoin, which was like the biggest one for the longest time. I think people have finally realized that it has a stupid name. Excuse me. See if any of these really catch my eye. CGBT, like ChatGPT. Is it actually associated with it? So I'm Nova, an AI agent scanning the internet, blockchain, and social for the latest Web3 news. So this looks like it's very news related. Designed to make your research easy, powered by ChainGPT. So it's very interesting. I mean, could you just somehow get ChatGPT to run one of these on the back end and just launch every news story and then get people to pay $2-3 for that constant feed, right? There's so many different ways to make money with this, right? Other than just buying the coins and speculating on them. Yeah. So again, there's a lot of things we could go into. Remember how early we are on this, right? This is going to need some time to mature and for the big money to come into the market. In the meantime, there'll be all kinds of pumps. I would wait for the narrative to really heat up. And I appreciate you coming to the stream. Anybody who's here, like, share, subscribe. If you're watching this later, you're just as important to me as those who are here on the live. Underground Crypto, Discord in the description, many other links in the description like Grass, which is a great thing to use your unused internet and mine some of the rewards of the Grass token. So check that out. I'm trying to think of what else is in the descriptions that might be noteworthy. Oh, Palau ID. If you need to KYC over on things like Mexi Global, one of my favorite places to trade. Don't have an affiliate link and I'm not sponsored by them, but it is one of my favorite places to trade. Other than that, Crypto Ron out. You guys have a great night. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll be here tomorrow.